But you were very successful. What was it, a dozen
Yeah, we
crabs?
had a dozen on the first pull.
I think when he went through the line, you got a dozen crabs.
Yeah.
Wow, one shot, boom.
And we pulled up a Maryland terrapin turtle.
Oh, we caught everything I
Yeah,
did.
horseshoe
I think
crab.
you caught everything I did.
Yeah.
I know I caught a fish. I
Yep.
caught a flounder. I caught some terrapins.
Yep.
And I
Jellyfish.
caught crabs. But you caught horseshoe crabs. I don't know. You tell me. I can't even
I'm
remember.
trying to.
Was it terrapins. You
Yeah,
caught,
the terrapins were all
I
crazy.
think you caught fish. You caught.
Yep.
Jellyfish.
A
The
jellyfish.
jellyfish.
Was it a blowfish or something? Or
Yep, the-
toadfish?
yes.
Or something you caught. I think you caught everything in that day. On that day, I think.
And then we
throughout the day. I did.
Yeah, it was well, you can tell when you're pulling up a turtle because it's extremely heavy. But after I got the rhythm back, of course, then you went second for your pull.
And I got about 10 or something. It wasn't as good as yours at first, and then Tay won third. That means you go through a whole line. You go through the whole line pulling up 30 nets, and of course throwing them back out. And then you do a circle. You come back to the line, and then you start checking the nets again. And so Taylor took the third run, and you were very successful. You caught about a dozen or so. Wasn't it? It was quite
Yeah,
a
I got
lot. I
about
mean,
a
it was
dozen,
right
yeah.
there.
Four.
Yeah, that was my first time pulling. That was pretty fun too. You had to make sure that you were down and prepared, ready to pull up the rope when it was time. When Papa came up and slowed down for you to pull it up. And I was going really fast too with it at that point. But I was pulling in
pulling.
crabs.
You
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Oh,
And,
so you were pulling up real fast in the beginning, and then you learned to you picked up that rhythm of what you needed it to be.
Yeah, you start slowing down a little bit, otherwise you will you'll either lose the crab or you send it flying up above your head, and then of course the crab will go away or something like that. And then just try to get that crab in the boat. Doesn't have to necessarily be in the basket, just try to get it in the boat.
Well, to explain a little bit more what she's saying too, there's a rope coming down as a bobber on top. There's a rope. There's another bobber that has 3 lines coming off on a round ring similar to this table.
Yes.
But the ring is smaller. So picture this table as a round ring and that has the 3 strings. And here's the key. The bait is inside, down in the bottom, in the net, pinned to it. As you pull this up, there's no sides on this net. There's nothing that entraps this crab. The only thing that holds the crab in the net is the water pressure. Is the water pressing down as you pull, it keeps the crab from being able to swim away. And as you break the surface, that crab will try to exit the net. I'll try to run off, but you got to pull it up, snap, grab it, and flip it into the boat, get the crab in, and then turn back around, flip the net back out without entangling the bobbers.
Correct.
There's one down here and there's one up here. And it takes a technique. It takes it, right? And
Yeah.
you got very good at it quickly. Your dad's established it very good. And what he's talking about when he said everybody misses crabs, I miss crabs. We all miss crabs. You're pulling them up. Sometimes they're right on the edge of the net when they're getting just ready to go in, and you don't know that, or they're getting ready to exit. So when you're pulling it up, you think you did something wrong, and you possibly did nothing wrong at all. The
Yes.
crab was right on the edge of the net waiting to pop off. And then again, missing crabs can be the driver's fault. It can be the pop-pop's fault or anyone else driving, because if he's going too fast or if he's going too slow, as the net's coming up, the net will be way behind the boat, or it will come up and you won't have enough pressure where it's dragging a little bit. So it's all, believe it or not, it all takes a little technique to all parts of this type of crabbing. And if you're crabbing for trot line, it's uniquely different. And if you're doing traps, when you grab a trap, they're in there. Boom, the sides come up, you're locked in, you can go slow, fast, whatever, and you're mostly never going to lose your crab. So it's different, but it's fun, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Challenging
that
and
was
fun.
You are tired. Absolutely.
Pulling them nets with that water, fighting that water each time, right?
Yeah, so I wanted to explain, everybody does crabbing differently. And, Pops here, he has been crabbing for a very long time, so he kind of learned off of, or in seeing things and developed a way that's efficient for him and for all of us, actually. And so when we have, it's a round net, and we have the bait in the middle, and we pull the line. Now, some people do
Traps and
traps, and then some do the the chicken
hand lines, chicken neckers. They throw a
Yeah.
hand on that and pull it up and dip it with it.
You got
Some
a
people
net.
do the trot line.
Yep.
Where they got the trot line with the bait on it, and as it comes up over the roller, you dip the crabs as they come to the surface.
Correct. So you have found over the years that this works best for you.
For us, because
Yes.
we're looking at catching a bushel. You know, if we got 2 licenses on a boat, we'll catch 2 bushel. But we're looking at a bushel, bushel and a half. We want to get off the water. We want to be on the water. We have fun, but we want to get home, and we want to get the crabs going and spend some time
Yes.
fellowshipping and corn on the cob and potatoes and crabs and the whole bit. And and oh my goodness gracious,
Yeah,
you
it's-
guys know it's mouthwatering. What do you think, Dave?
It was so good. Those crabs were so good that day, and every time they are always good.